Hello everyone and welcome back to Rosecale Sandbox. We have returned and I have some very exciting stuff for us to do today. Now, if you didn't see in our last episode, we continued out to the farmland from over here, adding 4 more fields. One of them's already harvested, one of them's a field of rapeseed, one of them's a field of wheat, and the last is a field of pigs. Now, there is still going to be lots of farmland around the entire map. There are still fields over here that we need to fill in, and I am planning to do this on a stream, and I will get round to it, I promise. But today, I think we should add an airfield. Now, I'm not going to take full credit for this. This was someone's comment. However, it was commented so long ago that I can't remember or find where it was, who it was, any of that. I also think multiple people have said we should build an air base, like a military airfield. So, you know, by request, that is what we're building today. And I've been planning on building this for ages and ages. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we've got to do is extend the base. However, instead of pulling it out, I'm just going to create a new one because we're going to need some more space over here. And this also means we need to start extending the track. Now, as I said in our last episode, I'm going to leave a little gap here because I want to link up the farm tracks. However, now we've left a little space here, we can continue round. And I want to start curving this track along to the left. So what I'm going to do is highlight this section, group it together, and then hopefully we can use this and just copy this round as we start making a curve. And to be honest, I really don't want to turn too much. I think that is enough because after this, we are going to continue straight. However, I'm not going to continue with this sort of grass verge thing. I want to have a sort of bridge over here, and this is going to lead to another station. So I'm going to extend out a piece like this. Then we can also extend out the ballast and add on 2 side barriers. Now, of course, this bridge isn't going to be made out of grass, so let me go and find a nice color for this quickly. And to be honest, a very simple grey concrete like that is not going to be too bad. Now, before we extend the track, I'm going to add the exact same style of bridge in this little gap over here. And I feel like we also need something on the underside, just so it looks like this is being held up. Okay, so I basically did what I have done over there, but this time I decided to go with a red brick, because, I don't know, it feels like we haven't used this color in a while. I have just noticed there's a hole here. Let me just close that up quickly. And yeah, so let's get the farm track in and under this little bridge here, and then we can continue on with the train line. There we go. The farm track is all linked up nicely, so now you can travel all the way from over this side, around here, under the train line, and across this way. So with that done, let's put the track in with our extended line here. And you guys know the drill by now. It's just a nice smooth curve using the quick build, apart from the fact that I didn't link that up. There we go. It's not central, but you know what? I kind of like the fact that it's not perfect. To be honest, this ballast is too wide for the track that we're using anyway, but you know what? It gives us space if we need to extend in the future. We've now got a whole load of room. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure of how I want to start going about this. But we're definitely going to have the station for the airfield over here. So let's just put a block here just to represent the station. There you go, something like that, just to, you know, make sure that I know that's where the station's going to go. So I'm thinking about putting the airfield over here, actually, which means we're not going to need all of this space. And I've sort of got an idea for how I want this to sort of look. So I think we should probably start putting things in place and planning this out. Now, the first thing we're going to have is obviously a runway for aeroplanes to take off and land. And I'm going to stretch this out sort of in this direction. Then we need a section where all the hangars are going to be, and that's going to sort of run parallel to the runway. And it's going to sit in this sort of area. Because what I'm thinking is we have a couple of roads that go under this bridge here that serve as access points to the airfield, because we're going to have like a row of hangars and control towers and stuff along here, and then maybe a car park and stuff for people to access. So the other thing we need to do is make sure there are points where we can get from the hangars to the runway, and these are always sort of put on 45-degree connecting segments. So I think the first thing I want to do is add in a whole load of markings onto these runways. So what I'm going to do is add in the white borders and the white dashes and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, I have absolutely no idea what markings you would find on a runway or anything, but I've just sort of added things that I thought would look good. I'm sure there are people in the comments who are going to be screaming at this because it's not correct or anything like that. But you know what? I'm happy with it. It looks really cool. So I think we should move on. All right, so as per usual, the microphone decided to just not record for a large chunk of this video. It's basically the part where I start building an air traffic control tower for the airfield. Just done this little voiceover to fill you in, bridge the gap. We're going to sort of join me back again where the tower is almost finished. We've got the main structure and sort of the room on top. Okay, there we go. That has taken me quite a lot longer than hoped, as per usual. However, I'm pretty happy with the shape of that. It's looking quite industrial, quite military-like, and yeah, pretty cool. I'm just trying to add a little bit of color as well to this thing because I don't want it to be just gray. Okay, so now there are a couple more details we need to add to this tower before we call it a day. First of all, I want to add some windows up this main section. However, I don't just want to add windows. I want to add some detailing as well. So we're going to add 2 columns like this to put the windows in. And to be honest, I don't think I want anything more detailed than a couple of black rectangles. I think I might also add some black poles at the corners as well. Now we've kind of just got to do all of this down on this bottom section. So I've got the windows sort of horizontally instead of vertically, and I've got this detailing on 3 sides, and I've left it blank on this side because this is going to be where the door to the tower is going to sit. I don't think anything more than that is needed. I don't want to go crazy on the detail because we still have so much more stuff to build, but this is looking really, really nice. Now I do want to add a few antennae on the top, and there we go. I think the tower is complete. Now, I've actually had an updated idea on the train track over here, and I want it to actually come down to the ground level of the airbase. So what we're going to do is delete all of this quickly. And from here, I'm going to build a very nice and slow slope. And this way we can have the station on the same level as the airfield. And that is sort of what I wanted. And to be honest, I just think that bridge was kind of going to be a bit funny and wasn't really going to work. So yeah, this feels a lot more open now and a lot nicer, really. So yeah, I prefer it like this. One thing we have got to do is make sure we put the track back in. So I think we should start to build the hangars now. And to be honest, these are probably going to be the last things that we can build today. And there we go. I've just put some dashed yellow lines where the entrance to the hangars are going to be. Now, to be honest, I don't think we're going to need to build any interiors for these. So I'm not going to make them hollow, which means my life is going to be much, much easier. Because all I'm going to have to do to start these hangars off is just put in a big cylinder. And what I'm going to do is obviously build one of them and then copy them over. So now I've got one like this. I'm going to add in some sort of rings to add stability and decoration. And now I'm going to add a nice big rectangle to act as the opening. So now we can add a whole load of details and stuff to make this feel a little bit more alive. There we go. I have no idea what any of this stuff does. I've just added some random bits and pieces here, some details and stuff. Kind of makes the thing look really, really cool and industrial. But yeah, so let's copy this across 3 more times, and that will be us done for today. Okay, so just give me a couple minutes while I vary up the details so these aren't exactly the same. I found doing that kind of stuff really, really fun, because it kind of just gives me the freedom to do whatever I like and not have to think about it and just sort of put random bits in random places, and whatever happens, it's going to look good. Anyways, that is half, I would say, of the airfield done. I still have lots of plans for next episode, with clutters and props and stuff that's going to go around here. And then, of course, we'll need to make the station. But that will probably be in 2 or 3 episodes time. But yeah, this is looking really, really cool. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys again, hopefully next week. Goodbye.